Hello, everybody, and welcome to Early Stoppage MMA, where today we're going to go over the UFC Saudi Arabia card for this weekend, Adesanya versus Imavov. Are you ready to go?
I'm good. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, so we'll start off with the with the prelims.
Yep.
First fight, Hamdi. I'm not going to try to say that last name, and Jamal Pogues. Who do you
I
got in
do
this
not
one?
know. I know nothing about Hamdi, but I do know Jamal Pogues lost to my boy Mick Parkin, so I'm taking Hamdi.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Hamdi. I don't recall Jamal Pogues ever looking that impressive, but I also, I'm not a devoted Jamal Pogues fan, so.
Yeah, I've only watched him fight Mick Parkin, and he looked okay, but Hamdi looks like he's got it. He's
Yeah.
cleaned up.
I feel like when it comes to these types of fights, I always go by record, and Hamdi has the better record right now. So,
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
yeah. All right, moving on. We'll do Bogdan Grad versus Lucas Alexander. Same thing with the last one. I don't really know a whole lot about
Yeah,
either of these dudes. I'm going to go Bogdan Grad just because coming off the
I'll
contender
take
series looks
Lucas.
pretty good. So,
I'll take Lucas. I'm fine with that.
okay. Just to change it up,
Split it up.
spice it up a
Yeah,
little bit.
split it up.
All right.
Yeah, we can't pick everything everywhere.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? All right, into a fight we actually kind of know about.
Yeah,
Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Mario Buena Silva. Who do you got in this one?
I'm taking Bueno Silva. She's going down in weight, and Jasmine. I'm not gonna try that. She's looked good. She really has, but she's 35. We just realized before the video started here. So I don't know. Myra Bueno Silva just had a title shot. What, February?
Yeah.
The last Canada card, right?
Yep.
When Pennington won it. So yeah, I'm gonna take Myra. We're gonna see how she looks. She is going down in weight. That's important to note here.
Yep.
That she's going from bantamweight to flyweight. So I'm curious how she'll look, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
rock with her.
I also didn't know that this was at flyweight until we were just starting to record the video. And so it'll be interesting to see how she does, but I think she'll do pretty good just because she's bigger. I know the skill is better at flyweight, but I still think that Silva's easily one of the best bantamweight women's fighters. Like her title fight with Pennington was
Yeah.
kind of an outlier because before that she actually looked really good in most of her fights. She just kind of looked bad in that one for some reason. I don't really know why. And then in the fight after that, she was looking pretty good and just kind of got the bad end of the stick when she got cut, and they had to stop the
Yeah, that
fight.
was
So
brutal. That was a brutal one.
yeah, so I think she'll be able to do it.
Yeah, she's coming off the two losses. I think she's gonna have the reset going down to 125. I'm rocking with her.
Yep, I agree. All right, lightweight Fares Ziam versus Mike Davis. This is an interesting one. Who?
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, who?
I'm going Ziam or Ziam.
Me too.
Coming off the Frivola win, I'm gonna take him in here. I don't know much about Mike Davis to be honest with you, but Ziam looked good against Frivola.
Yeah, I
So
know Mike Davis has looked pretty good, pretty impressive. But I really do think that Ziam just has looked on another level. I mean, his last few fights
yeah,
just looks great.
but,
He's got momentum. I favor him.
yeah, I'm surprised to see him as an underdog. Honestly,
Yeah, yeah, but maybe I mean Mike Davis. I again is good. Um,
he is. He is.
I
I've
just
only
think
watched I think like one or two fights. I don't know as much as I should about him.
yeah, I probably same here. We're casuals in that way, but
Yeah.
should we move on?
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that.
All right, Terrence McKinney versus Damir Hadzovic.
I don't know who Demir is,
I
but
don't
Terrence
either.
McKinney has not impressed me really at all. I've watched a lot of his career throughout the UFC, and he's like a hit or miss guy. I feel
Yeah,
like he hasn't really fought any competition, and I don't know if Demir's competition,
yeah,
but I just don't feel comfortable to pick Terrence McKinney in any situation really because it's all or nothing with him.
yeah. I feel kind of. I'll pick McKinney. I think that the dude is talented. He's got
Of course.
knockout ability. He's got decent striking, just depending on the opponent. I think. I don't know much about Demir, but I mean, if we're looking at their records, I mean, I feel like you can kind of guess where the skill level is at, and
Sure.
Terrence McKinney has always kind of looked good against other unranked lightweights. It's most of the time the people that are smoking him are like the clear up
Yeah.
and comers for the most part.
Terrence McKinney reminds me a lot of oh man, oh no, the guy who just knocked out Wonder Boy. I can't remember his name
Joaquin
now.
Buckley.
Joaquin Buckley. Buckley, yes. He reminds me of Buckley at 185
Yeah.
before he went down to 170. That's kind of how I feel about Terrence McKinney.
Yeah. Here's a throwback for
And
everybody. Do you remember when the talk of the town was everybody wanted Terrence McKinney to fight Paddy Pimblett, and everybody swore up and down that he would beat the snot out of Paddy Pimblett?
I do remember that.
How much has changed? You know what I mean? Wow.
Yeah,
Things have changed so much since then.
that's so
So
true.
I would never pick that to happen
I,
nowadays.
I
So
100% agree. But we can make it happen. That's fine.
yeah, who knows? Paddy Pimblett's
Get through the
career
mirror
could
first.
nosedive, and we'll see.
Get through the mirror first, and we're good.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Abdul Kareem. I'm not going to try that last bit. And
I think
then
it's Al Sawadi.
Oki. Hey, there you go. Who do you got in this one,
Oh.
man?
Other than hearing the name Abdul Kareem Al Sawadi, I have not watched either of these dudes fight. I don't think. I'm a casual, I suppose.
Yeah, same.
This is the last fight though on this card that I have nothing to say about really.
Same.
But Abdul Kareem Al Sawadi, I've heard his name, but I'm gonna pick Balaji Oki.
I am too. Because I
Oh
swear
no,
I've seen
I'm
Oki
taking
fight.
Abdul then. I don't think I have, but I probably have seen Abdul Kareem fight, but I don't know, man. If you're gonna take Oki, I'll take Abdul. Let's switch it up a little bit. We can't agree on everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, why not? Um, cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
moving
move on to where we have some input.
Yeah,
Uh, sh-
Shamil the Meal Deal Gaziev versus
oh boy,
Thomas Peterson.
this is awesome. I want to say first of all, this is fantastic matchmaking. I I mean that almost as a joke, but not really. Like this is. I will say that I want more than anything for Thomas Peterson to win this fight. If
Really?
if we could get a world where Thomas Peterson is top 15 at heavyweight, I'm so happy.
Why?
You know who he's fought? He's fought Jamal Pogues. I've watched Thomas Peterson. Listen, I'm a really weird, like I love these random heavyweight guys.
Yeah, it's true.
He's fought Jamal Pogues and he's fought Kamaru Usman's brother Muhammad.
Interesting.
He
Okay.
fought Muhammad Usman. And I think he lost to Pogues but beat Muhammad Usman. And he's here fighting Shamil Gaziev for a top 15 spot at heavyweight. Granted, after like heavyweight number 8, you know, it kind of just is like anybody's game. All the guys there really haven't won any fights in the top 15.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think Gaziev is going to win this fight, and I will pick Gaziev, but I really want Thomas Peterson to win, like really bad.
I'm also going Gaziev. I think Shamil Gaziev is actually good. I think he's pretty good. I think he'll probably make it to above top 10 in the division.
Really?
I think that fight with Rosenstrike just has tainted people on him, and I think that was kind of an anomaly.
Well, that was a jump. He
It
did not
was.
need that jump, right? And then you think about the jump down because who did he just fight? Was it Dontel Mays?
I don't remember.
I think it was Dontel Mays that Gaziev just fought.
Yeah.
So going from Rosenstruck to Mays is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and now Thomas Peterson.
Yeah.
And I can't. I want Thomas Peterson to win. I'm almost tempted to pick him just because I want him to win so bad, but I won't do that.
Yeah, I'm going with the volleyball player himself. I think he can make it happen.
Sure. All right, that's fine.
So let's move
main
on.
card.
Main card. Oh man, let's do this. All right, so Muhammad Naimov versus Khan Ofi.
Hopefully, he's coming off of the Ultimate Fighter. I don't. Where are you going? I'll hear you first. I've been picking first a lot here.
I'm honestly kind of torn because
Okay.
if I remember right, because didn't Naimov just lose his last fight?
Yes.
Yeah. Who was he fighting?
Who did he just fight?
Yeah.
Felipe Lima.
Is it Felipe Lima? Yeah, see, and like I don't rate Naimov that highly, but I also don't I don't think that Khan is like a killer either.
Okay. That's curious. I've only seen Awfully fight in The Ultimate Fighter, and he looked good. His ground game is fantastic, and he's still fairly like he's not he might even be undersized, honestly. He's 5'7", and which is probably fairly average at featherweight. But I mean, I guess I don't know, man. I'm gonna go Ofli.
I
Just I've watched more of him fight compared to Naimov,
yeah, I
and
mean,
he got it done in The Ultimate Fighter. So
I think I'm gonna go Naimov. I mean, he beat
okay,
Nathaniel Wood and
yeah,
Jamie Malarkey, and not that those are amazing wins, but they're solid, and I think that I think he'll make it happen. But yeah,
that's fair.
I'm pretty half and half on it, to be honest.
Yeah. And just to clarify, Naimov is 5'9", so he is bigger with a 4-inch longer reach.
Oh wow, okay, then I'm glad I picked this
So
guy.
yeah, that's probably a good pick.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick with Ofli though. I really rate him fairly high
Oh yeah,
off the Ultimate Fighter. So
yeah. If you like him and you like him, why not? So
yeah, I think we're
uh,
gonna agree in this next fight though.
I think we are too. So
Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz.
I think that fight got canceled.
Did it?
I'm pretty sure that fight got canceled. Unfortunately.
I didn't know
It's okay.
that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the updated list right here, and it's
Oh,
that got
I'm
canceled.
just going off YouTube.
Who?
I'm just going off the YouTube or the UFC website.
Oh, that's fine. Who would
Oh,
you have picked in that fight?
Aliskerov.
Yeah, I would
100%.
100%. I also would have.
This okay. Well, I guess we're using different sources here. This is fun.
Sorry.
So we're doing Said Nurmagomedov versus Vinicius Oliveira.
Yep. Yep.
So we might not agree on this actually. I'm curious.
Yeah,
I wanted to see Aliskerov fight. I'm sad about that.
I know. I did too. They'll rebook him.
Uh, yeah. Oh yeah. Saudi Arabia is perfect for him. All right, moving on. let's talk about a fight that's actually happening. Said Nurmagomedov, Vinicius Oliveira. Who are you picking, sir?
My brain says Said Nurmagomedov, but my gut and my heart says Vinicius Oliveira.
Okay. So where you going?
I'm gonna go with Said Nurmagomedov.
Okay. I'm going with Oliveira in this one. So, not I said that a lot more confidently than I feel about it. I think that seeing Nurmagomedovs lose, regardless of relation, just doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
And we just saw one, so I feel like it's kind of like a full moon type of deal. Like it only happens every so often or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just think it's not due for another Nurmagomedov loss. But I'm still picking Vinicius Oliveira
Yeah.
because I want it. Listen, I didn't pick Thomas Peterson, but I'm taking Vinicius Oliveira. It's just cool.
Yeah.
It's the cool pick.
My thing with Vinicius is that like he's got weaknesses in his game.
He does.
Because he is so fun that I think Said Nurmagomedov can take advantage of. And
Yeah.
Said's hasn't been knocked out. He's always been able to stay good on the feet. He's got solid fundamentals. So like, I don't know Vinicius, if he's being super wild, maybe he'll catch him. But I'm feeling better about picking Said in this.
That's fair. And you're probably picking the safe choice. Actually, it's 100% the safe choice. And Nurmagomedov is a safe choice,
Yeah.
but it would just be so cool to see Oliveira win this fight.
I completely agree. Like, I would love for him to go out there and do some like insanely exciting stuff again and get like a knockout or a finish. Like, I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? Said has actually been out for like he didn't fight at all in 2024. So
Yeah, dude. No, he's out for a while.
So maybe we'll see.
It's fun things.
Yeah,
Fun,
I'm going
fun
Said.
things.
Final pick.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Vinicius. I want the fun.
All right.
And if Vinicius can't win, Thomas Peterson, please win.
Yeah, make it happen, man. Come on. All All right, moving on to Sergey Pavlovich versus Jairzinho Rosenstrike. What are we
This
feeling?
is this is gonna be fun. We have Pavlovich coming off of 2 losses. I love how I'm only talking about heavyweights in this card. This is fun.
Yeah, you have a lot to
Sergey
say about the
Pavlovich is.
heavyweights. It's
I
great.
do. I'm kind of a heavyweight MMA fan
Heck
because
yeah.
I mean, and it's so weird because I know even like the weird heavyweights. Back on track. Pavlovich is coming off of 2 losses. He had the fight with Aspinall, and then he had the fight with Volkov, I believe, right? So those his last two.
Yeah.
I don't think he had another one. So he's getting kind of a rebound fight against Rosenstruck, but this is not an easy fight. This is I'm almost tempted to pick the upset and pick Biggie Boy here. But I do believe that Pavlovich is as good as we thought he was before he fought Aspinall. And I think that the Aspinall fight kind of set him, down a bad path. And so his next fight was against probably the best Volkov we've seen. So I think we're gonna see Pavlovich get back on the train here, get back up those rankings, and I do think that we're gonna see him, back to that number one contender spot in heavyweight. So I'm picking Pavlovich here.
Yeah, I'm also picking Pavlovich. I think that, you know, Jairzinho, we kind of have a semi mythical fighter in Jairzinho playing it safe, Rosenstrike. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he's been very methodical and kind of turned into a safe kickboxer.
yeah,
And it's worked really well for him so far. But at the same time, the competition that it's worked on is nowhere near Sergey Pavlovich. Like they're not even comparable.
that's
And
that's totally true.
yeah, Pavlovich is gonna have the like insane reach advantage because he's built like a creature. The dude has super long arms. He is a plodster, but I don't think that's gonna be a problem. That like Rosenstrike's gonna be able to take advantage of that. And I also don't think
Yeah.
Rosenstrike's like tall and lengthy enough and agile enough to be able to implement a game plan to keep him at a distance and just kind of out like strike him like
Yeah.
Volkov did. I just don't see that happening.
No, I agree. I do think though that this is maybe a fight that people are overlooking Rosenstruck
Yeah,
in terms of, I think that this is not a gimme.
no, I
Like
because
it's Pavlovich too, so I would not like. And I'm saying this totally understanding that Pavlovich could still go out there and knock him out one punch.
yep,
Like first punch, Pavlovich is scary.
yep,
He's caught almost everybody. He hit the hell out of Tom Aspinall.
yep,
And so we've seen all these crazy fights from him, but with I think it's time. I really do think Pavlovich is good,
yep,
and I think that people are kind of underrating him now after the 2 losses.
yep.
But there's I don't know.
I agree with you though that like Rosenstrike could do this. Like it's not.
Oh,
I don't
100%.
think it's a complete 100% gimme for Pavlovich. Not a layup because like Pavlovich does strike with the people who do play it safe and fight him the smart way. Like his run to the belt. I mean, he was flying through the division and smoking everybody, but it was all, when you think about it, it was all the brawlers. It was like, Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, like people who are going to stand there and trade with him. And then when he does run into people who actually like, get in, get out, keep him at range, use their kicks, he has trouble. So if Rosenstrike, and
And
Rosenstrike's been fighting that way, so, maybe it'll work, but I think that, you know,
I think that there's a key like an- uh, a key issue in the fights that Pavlovich has lost, and that's the speed. I think that there are only two heavyweights that are faster than Pavlovich, and that's Volkov and Aspinall.
yes,
And I think that there is no way that Rosenstruck is faster than Pavlovich.
no.
And so that is the key reason of why I'm picking Pavlovich in this. But I could totally see like we said, the mythical fighter of Jairzinho Rosenstruck, the safe kickboxing. He may be able to just survive enough and land enough if he can stay away from the power. But that's gonna be real hard to do with Pavlovich. He's on a mission. He wants it back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
It's gonna be a fun one though. I'm
yeah,
excited. I do get the vibe
yeah.
that it could be boring. Like it could go to a decision.
Oh yeah. Well, it's gonna depend on how Pavlovich reacts to. I think we know what Rosenstruck's plan is. He's gonna go out there and fight just like you know, like he just did versus Tuivasa, I believe. Is that we just fought?
Yep.
And but yeah, I'm sticking Pavlovich. It's gonna depend though, because if Pavlovich is crazy and just attacks him, I think it'll be fun.
Yep.
But I could also see Pavlovich kind of staying back and just picking him apart because he is a much longer guy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm with you. So we're both going
Okay.
Pavlovich on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, let's move on then to the co-main event, a middleweight bout between Sharuputa Magomedov and Michael Venom Page.
This is fun.
What are you
This is
thinking?
fun. I've been going back and forth in my head with this
I
for
have
like the
to.
past since it's been announced, and this is tough.
I think this was the hardest fight to pick on the card for me personally.
100%. 100%. I don't see Shara's striking like how we've seen him strike other people. He will not be able to do that to Michael Venom Page.
Yes, I completely agree.
And so that is the issue for me. Seeing as you almost have to catch Michael Venom Page or take him to the ground to beat him.
Yep.
Right? We saw it with Kevin Holland. We saw exactly how that went. And then we saw it with Ian Gary. Ian Gary said, I'm going to take it to the ground. He did, and he won the fight.
Yeah.
But Michael Venom Page did beat Kevin Holland. So I don't know. This is tough. I'm really struggling with this.
Yeah. See, I think the thing for me is I think that there's a lot of hype surrounding Char Bullet, and I think that when I really think back to his fights, like his striking is good, and I have
Yeah.
to not in my head. I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna lose to most wrestlers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, if I take that away, because MVP's not wrestling this dude. Let's be
No.
honest.
No.
Um,
I think if there's one guy with if in this is the one guy Char Bullet might have better grappling
yeah,
than.
exactly. So when I think about it that way, and I look back at his fights, and I try to be as objective as possible, Sharda Bullet isn't, at least so far in the UFC, hasn't really been a finisher. Like,
Let's
cause
be honest here. You're kind of a Char Bullet hater.
uh,
Maybe a doubter. Let's not say hater.
I'd say I'm a doubter. I think
You're
he's
definitely a doubter.
I think he's
Every fight, you're like, this guy has not been able to finish fights. He doesn't punch hard, but he
it's
keeps winning.
it does kind of which is awesome. That's totally fine. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's hard when he fought Bruno Silva and didn't get knocked out, which is impressive because Bruno Silva hits like a truck.
Yeah.
Anybody who survives Bruno Silva, I think it's impressive. It's a good win. But he didn't finish
Mhm.
Bruno Silva. He barely finished Antonio Tricali, who was just a heavy bag in that fight, was not throwing anything back at him.
That was bad.
He couldn't beat Ollie Jacek. The Armin Petrosian KO was awesome. Full credit for that one.
That was sick.
And that's a great look because that's the exact kind of shit that I think the weird goofiness that would maybe catch MVP. But that's just it. He kind of has to catch MVP. Whereas I think MVP will have a much easier time catching him.
Yeah. It is worth noting that this is at 185, right?
Yeah.
So MVP is going up, correct?
Yes.
So I honestly didn't watch much. I've seen all the highlights from MVP from like Bellator and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I haven't really watched much. I don't. Did he fight at middleweight in Bellator?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Is this something that he's done consistently? Is 170, 185?
Did he fight at middleweight? No, I think he fought at welterweight.
What is Storley? Because I know he fought Storley, right?
Yeah. Storley, I'm pretty sure is welterweight.
Welterweight. Okay.
Yeah, he's welterweight.
Well, I mean, he's still gonna be fast. Let's face it. Michael Venom Page is still gonna be fast, regardless of 185, 170.
Yeah.
Char Bullet is also quick. All right. I'm leaning Char Bullet. I think that there's something to having plot armor of him fighting in Saudi Arabia. And MVP hasn't really impressed me. He's fun to watch, but I think the same things that you're talking about with Char Bullet is kind of what I've seen against Michael Venom Page whenever he faces competition.
Yeah.
And I like to think in my head that Char Bullet's better than Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as good as Ian Gary, skill for skill, but
no,
I don't know. I'm leaning Char Bullet. It's he's in Saudi Arabia. He's fighting at his normal weight class. So, and we've only seen MVP against competition that's 170.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going Charlotte Bullet.
Okay,
I'm gonna stick with it.
because
I've been really debating on this in my head though, because I could totally see MVP just surviving him,
yeah,
and I think that that's really MVP's way to win. I don't know if he's gonna catch Charlotte Bullet. And Charlotte Bullet's taking some punches too,
yeah.
so
But thing
I don't know.
um with MVP, I will say I think it's safe to say I'm kind of an MVP hater.
Oh, okay.
I don't I'm not super impressed by his like style. People love it because it's super flashy and shit, but most of it is just
It's fun.
a jab that he throws from like
Yeah,
leaning down, and just that overhand right that he just bombs when he like
yeah,
runs in towards you, and that's like his entire game plan. And
yeah.
I
And
don't find that all that impressive, and I just
this is fantastic matchmaking. This whole card,
it
top to
is
bottom, is fantastic
it
matchmaking.
is
And I after you saying that, like saying about how he blitzes in looking for that overhand right,
yeah
I think if there's a guy to catch him, it's Sharp Bullet. If there's a guy to catch him on that blitz, it's gonna have to be a guy that's quick with kicks or punches
yeah
or something weird. And this is this is the fight I'm most excited for, and it might turn out to
yeah
be very boring.
yeah.
But
Also,
I'm curious which way it's gonna go.
I mean, also worth pointing out too. MVP has been out for not quite a year, but he's had a pretty big layoff,
Has
and
it been that long?
yeah, and he's like
Oh
two
my
months
goodness.
away from being 38 years old. So like at some point he's gonna start slowing down.
I
Will it
think
be this fight? I don't know.
he'll still be quick though compared to a lot of other middleweights.
Oh yeah, of
I,
course, of course. Um, I'm gonna go
but where are you
MVP.
going?
I'm gonna go MVP.
Okay, that's fun.
I am, just because I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be easier for MVP to hit Shara Bullet than it will be for Shara
Mhm.
Bullet to hit MVP. And like that's because I'm so torn on it. That is just the sole kind of
And
idea I'm basing
that's
this
kind of
entire
what you got
pick
to
off.
go with. Yeah, when you got to go into these fights and you're making your picks, it's these are the fights, but these are the fun ones.
I agree.
Whenever you're looking at it, you're just like, what is going to happen?
Yep.
What if we see Sharp Bullet take him down? You know,
That
we
would be
haven't really seen him on the
hilarious.
ground.
Oh, that'd be so
But
funny.
if we saw Sharp Bullet shoot some takedowns, I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily be surprised after seeing how bad Michael Venom Page looked against Ian Gary on the ground.
Yeah, anybody with, I guess if you're just going for the fun matchup and it's for the fans, strike with MVP. But like
Mhm.
if you want to beat MVP, just take him down.
And
Just
I think
take him
Sharp
down.
Bullet wants to win. He's on a mission.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious. So
Moving
yeah.
on.
Also, really quick, a
Oh,
little rant
okay.
about MVP here.
Okay.
This dude is like refusing to fight Wonder Boy, right? The matchup that everybody wants to see, because he's like,
Yeah.
oh, we have such similar styles. Like it's gonna be so boring, and the whole time we'll just be trying to figure each other out. And then he fights another kickboxer and has no problem with that. What? Huh?
I think he's getting paid mighty fine for this fight. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm
See,
sure.
Shara Bullet in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, yeah.
He's getting a pretty penny for this.
I
And I
agree.
also think that he 100% loses to Wonder Boy.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Wonder Boy would beat the hell out of him.
Yeah,
But Shara Bullet, we don't know yet. Shara Bullet hasn't fought anybody like Michael Venom Page.
it's true.
Yeah. He's I guess maybe I shouldn't say that, but he hasn't fought the competition that we've seen Wonder Boy fight.
Yeah,
So that's kind of my thing.
yeah,
And that's what's intriguing. I have a feeling that this is going to go one of two ways, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this fight, is that Sharp Bullet's either going to go out there and dominate, or this is going to be super boring.
yeah.
I don't think MVP is going to dominate this fight.
I was just gonna say I have a inclination that this is gonna be a boring fight. As
It
cool
probably
as the
will be.
matchup is on paper.
I'm fine with that, honestly. I want to see how these fighters go about it.
Yeah, I think I am too, especially if we're coming off of the Pavlovich Rosenstrike. Like we could probably have a semi slow or
What if
boring
they're
chess
all
match.
boring,
It'd probably
though?
be fine. So
I don't know though, because we were just talking about how Rosenstruck Pavlovich might be boring.
I know. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out.
Pavlovich can't be boring, right? I
I,
know Rosenstruck can,
man,
but
I hope not, but we'll see.
I know someone who can be boring. Nasruddin Imavov.
Moving on to the main event then. All right.
Yeah, no, we talk about boring. Imavov. Ah,
So
and
maybe
you
give
know
the
what?
audience a little context here about your
Yes.
history.
I really just don't like him. There's, you say there's history. I've kind of been an Imavov hater forever, ever since Imavov has been around.
Yeah.
So
So I
I
take
will
it that
never.
you're picking Adesanya then in this
I'm
matchup.
100% taking out Adesanya, and I'm
But
not even confident in that pick. I really think that Imavov is going to win this fight.
really, but you're
Yeah.
picking Adesanya.
Oh, 100%. I will never pick Imavov.
Interesting.
Ever. Never, ever. Actually, I shouldn't say that I'm 100% positive that Imavov is going to win this fight. I think that if there's a guy that Adesanya can beat at 185 right now, it's probably Imavov. And that might be a little bit of hater mentality. But yeah, I don't. I'm gonna go down a rant of Imavov here. So let's just keep it going here.
Okay. Do you want me to make
Um,
my case?
yeah, you make your case and then I'll explain mine.
Okay.
Are you taking Imavov? Let's start out with
I am
that.
taking Imavov. And
Well,
for context, I'm not like a
no,
mega
he's into
Imavov
the dark
fan.
side. Okay.
I when I look at Adesanya's history, Adesanya
Yeah.
struggles like his entire career was kind of he was always the biggest and best at
Yeah.
kickboxing. Like I mean, you think of all the people that he fought and they were kind of like, you know, shorter, stockier dudes. Like we're talking about Vittori, we're talking Paulo Costa, we're talking Jared Cannonier, we're talking Robert Whitaker. Like they all have a pretty similar build and kind of style, and they're more
Yeah.
boxing heavy than they are kickboxing, right?
Yeah.
Then you see him in there and fighting with people who are actual kind of kickboxers and lankier and taller, like Strickland, Pereira. He tends to struggle a bit more. And he also struggles more when people actually put pressure on him because most people kind of let him come forward a little bit. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess he backs up a little bit and tries to counter strike, but I think it'll be a little bit different because Imavov Imavov's got solid striking, man. I mean, I think part of it too is like his last few fights, he's had an unlucky go, and it's not entirely his fault. Like a lot of the hate that he gets, like the bad stoppage on Cannonier was not his fault, and he was looking really good. I mean, the fact that he fucking
He was.
rocked Cannonier,
I
a better
I will
Cannonier,
say,
was impressive as shit.
yeah, I will say that is a lot of my hating for this is that I feel like he may have ended Cannonier's career. Um, and
Yeah,
I don't really like that. I'm a big Cannoneer guy,
yeah,
and he's also just been constantly like beating my favorite
yeah.
guys.
Because you liked Brendan Allen, and he took on Brendan Allen too,
I never even liked Brendan Allen. I picked Brendan Allen because I didn't want Imavov to win.
and then he did it anyways.
And then he won anyway. But like he's beat Buckley, he beat Delidze, and then Cannonier. And those are like, I really like those guys.
Yeah.
And I've never been impressed by him.
See,
I
my
don't
thing
know.
is
I
like,
feel like he's overhyped. I want Izzy to win this fight. I need Izzy back on the train, but
yeah,
I think they figured Izzy out.
yeah,
I don't Izzy's getting older and he's had his moments.
yeah,
He was a great champion,
yeah,
but then Alex Pereira came along and kind of derailed Izzy as well.
yeah. Well, and it's another thing too, where like you look at, um, most of the time Izzy's fights are like a lot of people are also saying that like Imavov is not going to be able to go the full like 5 rounds with
He's
um
he'll be fine.
with Adesanya, and I agree. I think he's going to be totally fine because like people look at the Brendan Allen fight and they're like, dude was
Yeah,
gassed out in the third, and it's like, okay, but the pace on that fight was insane. When was the last
that's
time
true.
Adesanya fought a fight that was paced that crazy?
And that's going to be more grappling than Adesanya will ever do,
It,
really.
yeah, exactly. So like, I don't think that'll be
So
an issue at all. And if anything, like Imavov is better in the pocket and like in the clinch
yeah,
in terms of striking. So like, his grappling is also underrated. Like I think Imavov's grappling is underrated as hell. I think his loss to Sean Strickland is kind of commendable because he honestly did fine against Sean Strickland up a weight class on short notice while preparing for Kevin Gastelum, a completely different style.
yeah, that's true.
And like the fact that he was still like he had success against Strickland, like more so than a lot of other fighters have been having. You know what I mean? Like
That's
I
true.
know that's MMA math, and that never pans
Uh,
out, but it is worth noting. I mean, it's. I think this is Imavov's fight to win. I think it's his time to win, and I think that all of these unfortunate circumstances that have gotten him up the rankings, all the crazy mishaps and fights that he had, like the Chris Curtis head clash, all this kind of stuff where he was looking good, something happened, and then he had to kind of just eat shit for it because like the refs stopped the fight early. I think this is finally an opportunity where he is just going to have a fight where he just kind of looks solid.
I will put my hating aside for the rest of this here
Okay.
and be honest. I'll be honest about this fight. If there's a time that you wanted to fight Israel Adesanya, it's this fight.
Yeah.
This is going to be, you know, we all saw what happened with Strickland, and then we all saw what happened with Duplessis. So he's coming off of 2 losses, and some may say, you know, hey, he's looking for the fight. He's looking for the win. He wants to get back. I don't know if Adesanya really cares much about the title anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that this could very well be Adesanya's last fight if we see him lose. And I think that that might be something. I don't think that would pressure Adesanya, but I do think that it's going to be he's thinking about it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's always been very vocal about how he feels about these fights and how he's always manifesting all these things. You see his interviews; he's always talking about how much it used to mess with him, and sometimes it still does. But he's trying to push everything away and all his energy, you know, all that stuff. It's something that's gonna come up, and I don't know. I would underestimate Imavov if I was Adesanya. What has this guy done?
Yeah.
You know. So I don't know. Everything looking into it, hating aside, I agree. This is Imavov's fight. This is his fight to win, or his fight to lose, I should say. But I don't. I really want Adesanya to win too. I don't even like Adesanya either, to be honest. Like if this wasn't a good matchup, I really wouldn't care. Like I picked Duplessis against Adesanya.
Yeah.
I picked Strickland against Adesanya.
Yeah.
So, like I've never been this Adesanya guy, but I don't. I really don't like Imavov, so I'm picking Adesanya.
Yeah.
But you know, I agree. This is Imavov's fight to lose. He's in the perfect position, and he needs to win this fight. He'll probably fight DDP next if he wins this fight, right?
Oh yeah,
Well,
they'll throw him back into a title fight probably.
Yeah, he'll fight winner at 312, which video coming soon.
True. Make sure to tune back in.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'm taking Izzy. I think you said you're taking Imavov.
I am. I'll make a very quick case for Izzy too.
Okay.
I don't
That's
think this is a
fun.
walk in the park for Imavov. He could totally lose. Adesanya is still Adesanya. He's still
Yeah.
one of the best kickboxers ever. One of the best combat sports strikers ever. The dude is great.
Yeah.
He looked lethal as hell in his last fight. He actually looked pretty good against.
Oh no, he did, dude.
Duplessis. I mean, it kind of looked like he was on his way to win.
Quick.
Yeah. And that was against a style that's honestly not good for him. It was kind of a nightmare style matchup, and he still was looking good. And contender Izzy, for whatever reason, has always been more lethal, more exciting, more explosive than champion Izzy. So
100%.
maybe we see that again, but again, it's been so long, and he's older now.
Well, how many title fights has Izzy had in a row now? Like, if we think about this, because you've had all the fights with Pereira, right?
Yeah.
So he had Duplessis, Strickland, Pereira, Cannonier. That was for a title, right?
Yep.
And then Whitaker was Vittori. That was for a title?
Yeah.
Because he won his title back this time against Whitaker. He got the interim versus Gastelum.
Yep.
Okay, that's where it started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 title fights in a row. Is that correct here? Yeah, because the Blachowicz fight is when he lost at 205, so that counts.
Man.
Dude, 12 title fights in a row.
Yeah.
We haven't seen this guy not fight for a title in forever.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I was watching the sport whenever he did this. And this is crazy. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to go one or two ways. And I don't want to downplay Adesanya because I know Adesanya is always locked in. But if, you know, he's either going to be locked in or he's not going to be. Yep. I don't think he cares much about the belt, which is kind of what's worrying me a little bit about my pick. In that he might be there just to, you know, prove maybe to himself. I'm gonna guess he's proven to himself more than he's proven to anybody else.
Yeah.
But Imavov's tough. I I don't know. I'm not gonna make a case for Imavov. I don't like him. But
It's fair.
uh,
I think
I
this
don't
is the
know.
most decision prone fight.
You think so?
Yeah,
Really? So
I
I'm taking Izzy by finish, dude.
wow, all right.
Yeah, no, I think that if Izzy's going to win this fight, he better finish him.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll win a decision against Imavov.
Yeah, I don't think Imavov's ever been finished. Am I wrong?
Uh,
No. Oh, he's been submitted once,
yeah, I don't
but
know. Well,
that ain't gonna happen.
yeah, I mean, but then again, if there's a guy to finish him, it's going to be Izzy. Izzy will still have skills, and he looked big and strong
Yeah.
against Duplessis.
I mean, his training footage looks pretty
Yeah,
good.
dude.
So
No, I mean, there's no denying that he is still, you know, top top class athlete. Probably he might be. He's probably in better shape than he was whenever he fought Gastelum. I think
yeah,
it's safe to say that this entire card has the potential to either be awful and very slow and like very slow paced, boring fights, or they could all be absolute bangers. Right? Pavlovich versus Rosenstruck, Bullet versus Page, Adesanya versus Imavov. Even if you're going against, like Gaziev versus Peterson, dude,
yeah,
that could either be awful or sick because it's heavyweight. Terrence McKinney, he's either gonna get KO'd or he's gonna KO him. It's I'm getting very like hit or miss on these fights here. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's
It's
gonna be
gonna be good.
fun.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, no, I totally am too.
Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was probably more than I was expecting to say about all this.
It's passion, man. It's passion.
I guess I just need to talk about the heavyweight fights. I'm only going to talk for heavyweight fights though.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. We will see you next time. Leave your picks below. Let us know if we're dumb and wrong for any of ours. Yeah, we'll see you next time.